you to tell my audience how they could overcome fear
Oh,
with
yes.
StreamYard.
Yeah. So there is so much that you can do to overcome that fear. The first thing is know that we all start at the beginning and we are not all natural when we start. I look back at my original shows and my original videos and I go, ooh, those were interesting. But people still showed up and watched. People still were there for me. And you built this following and you built this growth. With each show, you get more comfortable and you get more natural. Very few people, unless you were in theater or, debate club in like high school and college and, or lots of public speaking roles, very few people turn a camera on and immediately feel comfortable and natural. It's,
Exactly.
and I say it's like ripping a band-aid off. You really just have to do it and you have to get better at it. There are ways you can practice at it. Do recordings. I have an empty Facebook group that is me and my husband in there.
Yeah,
And
I have one of those too. Yeah.
and that way I can do recordings, I can practice, I can test things. If I get a new piece of equipment, I will go test my new equipment in there before I test it live for an audience. I will work with those kinds of situations. I will look at where my camera is positioned and go, am I looking up too high? Am I looking down too low? Like you test everything. The more you test, the more you're going to get comfortable with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then start with finding, if you're going to have guests on your show, start with finding guests that you already are comfortable with in person. If you have a comfortable relationship with them in person, it becomes a very natural conversation online. And from there, you're able to start to build up, okay, now I'm ready to have people I don't know and strangers and bring them in and build those conversations and relationships up. But it's practice. It's a lot of practice. So the overcoming the fear is one, know that perfection does not exist. It
Yeah.
doesn't. I have been streaming since 2015 and I still have days where I'm like, oh shoot, I hit the wrong button and the mic wasn't connected right and things happen. So perfection does not exist. So get that out of your mindset that you're going to be perfect ever because it doesn't exist. And then know that this is a conversation. So hold that piece of conversation and don't feel like you're going, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
You're talking to people just like you're talking to them in person, but
Mm-hmm.
instead you're talking to a screen. And that's okay. I always say at the beginning, if it helps that you have bullet point notes, even if you just have them on a piece of paper next to you,
Oh, like this
on
one?
another tab, yes, you have your notes. And that I still, when I have a show with a guest, I will have notes. I will sometimes either have it next to me or sometimes I'll just have it in a tab, like in a Google Doc, and I'll flip back and forth between tabs in order to get more comfortable. And the reason why you do those bullet points is they're going to help keep you on topic. And so you're not going all of a sudden going, um, I don't remember what I was going to talk about.
Although I've done that before.
I have too. And again,
Yeah.
that's where you throw the perfection out because perfection, it's going to happen. You're going to have a day where your notes didn't make it. You forgot to get them in time. And you're going, so I had something else I was going to ask and I don't remember what it is. But you'll also get more comfortable with rolling with that and laughing through it so you don't get that deer in a headlights, oh shoot, moment.
Yeah, because we've
Really,
all had that
yes,
before. Yeah. Yes.
absolutely. Wow. Well, and one of the things that's really great, especially if, to tie into this show is a bucket list that if you're out traveling and you're out doing things, StreamYard works from this device right here in your hand. So you
What?
can go live from mobile. It's browser based, and so if you're on an Android, you go through Google Chrome. If you're on an iPhone, you go through Safari. But you can access StreamYard and go live on the go from wherever you are.
Well, let's talk about that because I tried to do that one time at a air show, and I was having issues. So let's talk about the process on how you would do that at a location.
Now, you do have to, so I will say a spot like an air show sometimes can be difficult. What you'll find there is because it's very densely populated at that time, and a lot of people have their cell phones and are on that. Sometimes you'll hit that throttling that the networks will do.
Okay.
I find, sporting games, things like that. I know when I live in Kansas and we go to the Kansas City Chiefs games a lot. If I go to a
Oh,
Chiefs game, my phone barely even works as a phone. So definitely not trying to stream there. So you have to kind of watch where you're at. But if you are out just on a trip and doing things, I do recommend having your whole branding and everything set up via a desktop beforehand. But the
mhm.
best part is as long as you have everything set up beforehand, it will save all of that the next time you log in. So then you can just log in from your phone and go live, prop it up on a tripod if you want. It is not as easy to use as the desktop.
Yeah.
Like if you need to swap between the cameras from the front to the back camera, it's like a drop down folder that's a little bit harder to
Oh,
find.
okay,
But
okay. Yeah.
again, that's that practice with it. Do it at home. Go into your dummy Facebook group or to an unlisted YouTube channel. Uh, and you can kind of practice and get more comfortable with where everything is in there. And then as long as your signal is good, you do want a strong signal. You want to have, full bars on there, uh,
Okay.
5G or 5G ultra wide if you can. And it still won't be as crisp and clean and perfect as when you're on the actual internet, but it can be done. I've done it from multiple locations and we love getting to do that.
Okay. Yeah, because I have that cruise that's coming up for the National Day Calendar, and I'm going to be streaming with the CEO of the National Day Calendar. So
Can
yeah.
get my camera to. So we'll hit
Okay.
StreamYard.
Mhm.
And once it goes there, you'll hit, let's see, I got to go up to the three lines
Mhm.
up at the top and then hit login. And then from there, just type in your
Your
login
code.
email.
Okay.
And then from there, once you get logged in, you'll be able to turn your phone horizontal and it'll have the whole studio dashboard.